Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Big T Anderson, and this is going to be on myth review on Apollo and Artemis. The twin brother and sister, they're known for the sun and the moon, of sorts. There's Luna, but Artemis is known for the silver of moonlight, while Apollo is more known for the golden of sunlight. And really, they have opposing schemes and just opposing really everything if you look at how they work. Now, Apollo he is, if we had to go to like the TV trope, he is the ultra jock. He is one of the best with the bow. He is super athletic. He is very proud, as most of the Greek gods are. I mean, and that was really it. He was a very happy person. That's what he really loved. Now, he was also very good at music. Now, there is a... Here, let me look it up, actually. Trying to do this off the top and actually, like, do it as myths should be done a little bit, but, we can't, so... Now, here we go. In his pride, there was a satyr named Marsyas who challenged Apollo to a contest, pipes against lyre. Satyrs usually use pipes or flutes. Apollo agreed, and the prize, let the winner do whatever he likes with the loser. Marsyas spent some time in contemplation, listening to the source of sound, and when he played as if he had heard the secret song of the world, Apollo himself with his lyre could do no better, but he was a god and tolerated no such insult as Marsyas' challenge, and he flayed all his skin. The satyr's tears formed the river that still bears his name. So, yeah. Basically, don't challenge the gods. Just don't. Now, the actual, the story of how the raven became black was also due to Apollo. The messenger of Apollo was the raven, but back then the raven was white. Because, well, let me go back a moment. Back then Apollo had two sons, Asclepius and Orpheus. Coronis was their mother, but when Coronis was pregnant with Asclepius, there was a bit of an incident, and Apollo, the bird, that white raven, saw Asclepius' mother laying with another, and that white raven told its master. Apollo, being he of golden hair, golden armor, and hot temper, seized the bow and shot the bird, and then shot her. But he couldn't bear that the son might die as well, so he rescued it. The boy was raised, but because of that whole debacle, the raven's color changed from white to black, a bitter reward for the bearer of bitter tidings. That's how it went, anyway. Now, while Apollo was Mr. Heat Miser, Artemis just didn't really like anybody. She was a woman going her own way. And while I say Athena was a teacher and she liked it, she actually dealt with people. Artemis didn't care. She liked animals. She didn't like people. In fact, she was the mistress of animals. Artemis loved the wild and remote places. She hated people. Some say just men, some say men and women. But everyone said people didn't get a whole lot of love from her. So she had attendant nymphs, Pan. She had a lot of creatures that would help her. Arcadian hunting hounds. She had arrows that were made by the Cyclopus. And her bow was silver. Now, she was one of the best with the bow, and she was the best huntress. So, between the two, you don't want to get into a long range. And it was said that she wore the horns of the moon on her headdress. Her presence was overwhelming, and many people said in Untamed Lands you could feel it, where it was just fearsome and cold. And her, when she was found, it was most likely found in the vision of moonlight in the forest. She could also be found where all beasts cry and howl, or the V of the flying geese, or the yellow glare of the lynx's eye. Some even called her the All-Mother of the forest, the protector of young creatures. She was, quite simply, really just the forest goddess. That's how I saw it. Now, the thing between these two, though, now, while this isn't technically of Athena, the gods of the Elder Scrolls, the divine, there is a god of the hunt. You start seeing some similarities. That one, I can't remember off the top of my head, which I gotta play Skyrim again, but, pardon me. I see a lot of it there. One of the big things, if you ever read the stories of Athena, is she's basically used as a buffer. Zeus, he gets freaky with someone, or he tries to screw someone's life up, and I'll just toss him in Artemis's group, and Artemis will kill him, which has been one of his favorite tricks. So, yeah, she normally doesn't like people, and great example, actually. Actaeon of Thebes, he was a great hunter. He loved his aunt. But his aunt was beloved by Zeus, so the god needed to split him up. So, Actaeon was forced to take rest, and it was in a grove of Artemis, and he was put in a place by Zeus where the goddess was bathing, and he saw her, and he was morphed into a deer. That didn't work well. I mean, granted, Apollo and Artemis are both kind of D-bags. So, they were born by Leto, both of them, Artemis and Apollo. And the people of Thebes gave Leto great honor as the mother of the twin deities, but the wife of King Amphion, Queen Niobe, disagreed. She was the granddaughter of Atlas, guy who shrugged, holds up the world, one of the Titans, that whole thing. She claimed her lineage was greater than that of Leto. She also bragged that since she had been born and raised a great number of children, her life was more filled with blessings, and she might indeed have been the happiest of mothers if she just didn't boast. So normally it's, hey, you said this. Apollo and Artemis shot 6 sons and 6 daughters. And they didn't bury the corpses for 9 days. That's a message. Don't do it again. So these guys are, a lot of things you find about the Greek gods is they're not very nice. Or they're kind of nice, or you know, I think Hephaestus has been one of the nicer ones. Now, tell me what you would think about these two. What are some good references to Apollo or Artemis that you found maybe in different media? For me, I never really liked Apollo or Artemis. Athena, I dug. These two just never really clicked with me. So, but once again, tell me what you think. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Ta-ta for now.